So this is a follow-up to the last video I made with regards to the only Revolutionary War battle site in the state of Delaware. I'm probably not pronouncing it the way the locals do. I'll have to look that up later. I'm saying Cooch's Bridge. I'm Southern. It probably is pronounced another way if you live in Delaware. Sorry, Yankees, if I'm saying it wrong. Okay, so I actually went to where I took the previous video was at the American fortified position. Then I went to the British position. There really wasn't anything to record there because they've done what the American Battlefield Trust, which I'm a part of, which I hope everyone joins, is trying to prevent. They've turned the whole thing into it's commercial space now. They destroyed it all. The only thing that's there is a historical marker for the British position. I took a picture of that. I'll post that. The real battle itself took place like on the bridge itself. There was a bridge there in 1777, right? It's been replaced multiple times. So after researching it a little bit more, it appears that the ghost is probably mainly sighted on that bridge, a headless British soldier. But it would be impossible to get any kind of EVP off of that area because it is so busy. I mean, I almost got hit twice by cars. So you couldn't even get any kind of EVP in that area even if you tried to. So if you're watching this and listening to it and you're in the area and you're thinking you're going to do that, I wouldn't even try it. So I'm a member of the Sons of the American Revolution in the DeSoto County chapter of Mississippi. I contacted the local branch of the SAR in Delaware, in the area where the battlefield is located, over a month ago to see if I could get access to back behind where the actual creek is. I mean, it's just a regular culvert now. Because this will remind you, if you've seen my previous video on don't go to Waverly Plantation, well, don't go to Cooch's Bridge. Same situation, unless you're a geocacher and you're trying to complete the lab like I was. There's no reason to try to go back there because they've got a big sign and a gate, and it says temporarily under renovation, which it's been temporarily under renovation for years now, just like Waverly Plantation. So it's another one of those situations where you've got rich people that are squatting, in my opinion, on public land that is of a historical nature, and they're not allowing people to come look at the history. That's a shared history of ours. But when you're rich, you can do whatever you want. So that's not the best part of the story, though. So the actual battle takes place on and under this bridge, where the Americans are fighting the American militiamen are fighting a delaying tactic against Howe's regular redcoats, and I think there were some Hessians along with them too, some Prussian mercenaries. Here's the best part of the story. I had to record this now. I'm on my way to DC now, and I wanted to record this on my drive to DC before I forget the best parts of it. So it's a lab cache, and if you're not familiar with geocaching, there's one particular way that you can play the game where if you go to a place like Gettysburg or Shiloh or Cooch's Bridge, Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, basically any museum, any battlefield, anything that's got like a national park that's got a lot of public interest. I've created, let me think, I think 4 of these now myself in the DeSoto County, Mississippi area. You go from place to place to place in an area, and when you go to the area, it's like a scavenger hunt. You have to electronically put in information into the game, and it gives you credits for finding the clue. But you can only do this most of the time if you're physically there. So it's not like you can go on the internet, and a lot of people cheat like this. There are some that you can get away with. But if you create them the way you're supposed to, you have to physically be at the site in order for you to be able to put in the information to get credit for being there. Otherwise, you could just cheat. Most of them have 5 stops. Some of them have 10 stops within a lab, it's called, which is basically a game board that's, a real life game board. This one in particular for this battlefield had 5. So I had done the American position, the British position, then I was going to where the actual battle itself was. Okay, so we're talking, no more than, say, like maybe a 5 mile, not even that, maybe a 3 mile radius, square mile, 3 square miles altogether for the battlefield. I'm driving around it, so I go from position to position. I'm going into the main battle position. And there's this guy on a bicycle that's, basically looks like he's kind of following me. I don't know if he's following me or if it's just a coincidence. Well, I should know better because there's no such thing as coincidences. So I stop on the side of the road, over to the side as best I can. It's really hard. There's constant traffic coming over the bridge. Again, it's like over a culvert. There's hardly any position for me to get in there. The guy comes up right behind me on his bicycle and stops. And I go, okay, here we go. And he's going to be on the video. You'll see. I'm like, okay, well, let's hear what this one wants. So it's a inside joke of my own that 25% of the geocaches I go to, a homeless person or an insane person or a homeless and insane person, they're asking me for something. This is just the way it is. There's some or there's at least a person that just appears. Now, it's a joke that I have with my geocaching friends that I could go to find one of them. There's about 10 of them in Antarctica. I could go to Antarctica and look for one, and someone would just appear out of nowhere and interrupt me while I'm trying to find it. I've been in the middle of nowhere in the Rocky Mountains. I've been in the swamps of Louisiana. I've been in places where you would not think there's another human being for, scores of miles. But there's that one person that just appears while I'm trying to find the geocache. And there's this guy, okay? So first thing is he asked to bum a cigarette from me. I haven't had someone try to bum a cigarette from me since I was an undergraduate in college. I don't even see people smoking anymore. I see them vaping all the time. But smoking in itself is a lost art. When I see somebody actually smoking a real cigarette, it surprises me. So I'm like, no, I don't smoke. So then he goes to start telling me about how I'm going to try to, I don't even really know how to put this. This is why I'm recording this on the way to DC. Because before I forget, he makes a comment about a truck that just passes us is full of like sheet metal. And he goes, that's a pretty good lot of sheet metal there. That sheet metal's probably going to fly off and kill people, though. He goes, somebody died right here. He goes, a lot of people died right here. I go, yes, this is an American battlefield. He goes, I'm an American. I'm a real American. I'm a true American. I was born in America. I'm an American. I was like, okay. I'm assuming because of my Mississippi accent, he thinks I'm from another country. I've actually had people tell me that before, especially when I lived out in places like Colorado. If I'm from America, they think I'm from Texas because everybody that talks like me, of course, is from Texas. Or they think I'm from another country. Evidently, this guy, because I'm from Mississippi, thought I was from another country, which I guess you could really kind of say Mississippi and Delaware really are 2 different countries. So, I mean, I guess from a certain point of view, the guy was right about that, although I do claim to be an American too. I mean, the reason why I'm there at the monument in Delaware is because I had ancestors that fought in the Revolutionary War, and I'm trying to honor them. So he makes sure that he tells me multiple times that he's an American, and then he says, he starts to talk about the people that own the property, and they won't let you on the property now, but they have, I don't really know how to explain this because it makes no sense. It's the ramblings of either a drugged up person or an insane man. They think they have the right to have these guns here, which is there's like 4 Revolutionary War time period artillery pieces. They're not real. I can tell they're fake. So they're not, I don't think they're from that time period. But they're reproductions. And they're in concrete, so they're not even set up correctly. They're just there as as a decoration, basically, in front of a historical monument to, signify where the actual battle took place. Right at this person's driveway. The guy then, after a few more ramblings, he's like, why are you taking pictures of everything? I'm like, because this is a battlefield. I'm recording this because I wanted to come visit here. That's the reason why I'm here. He goes, look, they don't have a right to have these guns in this concrete here. He goes, let's do this. Let's use your vehicle. Let's tie one of these cannons to your vehicle and let's pull it out of the concrete right now. Then he used some expletives. Started really, dropping some bombs about the people and about they don't have the right to have these guns. And let's make sure that they lose at least one of these guns this afternoon. So he's cooking up a scheme for us to tie one of these guns to my car and pull it out of the concrete encasement. At that time, I decided it was probably a good time to shut the video off and jumped in my car and said, see you later, dude. So that's the reason why there is no commentary on the actual battle site of Cooch's Bridge itself. Ironically, the video I made earlier today when I was looking for the oldest geocache in Delaware, which I found about 3 hours before the insane man incident, I made a comment that I was more afraid of the living than I am of any kind of cryptids or ghosts or any of the paranormal stuff. And showed the reason why I'm always have a multitude of weapons on me at all times. And guys like that I run into at least once a week is the reason why.